26. I'm Marlaina Scarbrough, and today we're in Lake City at the Lake City Cemetery speaking with Jon Bevier, the organizer of the Wreath Project. Jon, can you start off by telling us what got you started with doing this Wreath Project?
Well, I spend the winters in Bushnell, Florida, and in Bushnell they have a national cemetery there. And in December of each year, there's a group called Wreaths Across America that put wreaths on the graves in the National Cemetery. And I got to thinking about that. I go visit that cemetery every year when we're in Florida. It's only about 6 miles from where I live down there. And I said, we got to do something like that up in northern Michigan. And I come home and I decided I was going to tackle this. And I spoke with some of my friends and acquaintances, and we put a group of about 25 people together. And this is the fruits of our labor.
And that's a wonderful thing that you decided to work on, is this Wreath Project and getting it going in northern Michigan.
Yeah.
It's really great. It's really beneficial to the community. Now, how did you get all of your friends together? You got 25 people together to help you put these wreaths out. Is it all volunteer-based?
Strictly all volunteer-based. In fact, we had trouble getting the 25 volunteers this year. People say, well, why don't you go out and ask some of your friends? And, well, then all of a sudden it's not volunteer. Then you're obligating somebody to say no, and it's pretty hard to say no to a project like this. So these are volunteers. And we plan on doing this next year, and instead of just the McBain and Lake City cemeteries, we're going to do the 24 cemeteries in Missaukee County, which is approximately 1,360 deceased veterans. So we need more volunteers.
I would say so, especially for that many veterans that you need to put wreaths out for. So how many wreaths this year have you put out on graves?
773 or 4. That's how many we produced, and I don't know how many's left in that trailer, but there's only 1 or 2 over there.
So you've already spent a lot of time dedicating to putting these wreaths out. And how can people, when they want to volunteer their time to help you next year, how can they contact you, or how can they find you in order to do this?
Well, there's 2 ways they can do it. They can call me at area code 231-633-9450. Email, it's jbevier, that's BEVIER at mishweb.net. Either way, if they want to make a financial donation, the check should be made out to the City of Lake City, and in a memo line put cemetery/wreath. And that goes into a special fund in the cemetery fund for this project. And we need approximately $3,000 for the materials to build these wreaths.
So the wreaths are strictly donations. That's how you get these wreaths, correct?
Well, we make the wreaths. We buy the material, we buy the ribbon, and make 775 wreaths this year, or ribbons, and of course we cut the boughs off our trees and build the wreaths.
And that's really great, and I really appreciate everything that you and your group has done.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming down.
Thank you. At the Lake City Cemetery, I'm Marlaina Scarbrough with My News 26.